Yeah, so you probably have heard quite a lot or seen mentioned quite a lot the term mitigating circumstances as you've been working your way through information about assessment. So by mitigating circumstances, we mean something that is getting in the way, significantly getting in the way of your ability to study. So that might be an illness, it might be a change in family circumstances, it might be some kind of situation exacerbated by COVID, or it might be something that has nothing to do with COVID. It could be connectivity issues to do with your computer. There are any number of things that could come up. Whatever it is that you're facing, we want to hear about it. And the way to do that is to go to the Mitigating Circumstances portal. Now that's on Tabula under the Personal Circumstances tab, and it's also for those in the business school on My WBS. So you go to that online form and you fill it out. Now, the form will ask you for some evidence, and under normal circumstances, that might be something like a doctor's note or something of that kind. And we know that at the moment, these pieces of evidence can be very difficult to produce, and we're very sympathetic to that. So what we'd ask you to do is just fill out the information to the best of your ability. So just giving as much detail as you can, and we'll certainly continue to take that information on board. So once you've done that, and that's all filled out, that will eventually be looked at by a mitigating circumstances panel. Now, the panel is made up of academics from your own department with a particular specialism in pastoral concerns. So it will very likely involve, for instance, your departmental senior tutor. It will involve some other people who are also personal tutors. And they will look at the evidence that you have presented to them, and they will weigh up that evidence and look at its severity and the nature of its impact. What happens thereafter is that judgment will be passed on to the exam board. And it's at the exam board, actually, at your departmental exam board, that we're able to then put in place the mechanisms that you might need because of these difficult circumstances. So an exam board in final year, for instance, will be looking at final classification. An exam board in first and second year will be looking at progression. And there are other options open to the exam board, like, for instance, recommending that you might sit your exam for the first time at a later point than June, for instance. It might also recommend that you be eligible for a resit. There are lots of different possibilities, and we always, all exam boards, and I certainly know this from experience with my own exam board, want to work on behalf of you as a student as much as they possibly can. They want the best for you. They want you to achieve the best that you're capable of achieving. So the exam board will look at the evidence presented by the mitigating circumstances panel, and will feed that into thoughts about how we need to deal with the impact of the situation that you're being subjected to. Okay, so, you know, just to really reiterate, the mitigating circumstances form and providing mitigating circumstances information is the best way for us to have a sense of the personal, individual nature of what you're going through. And it's worth saying also that personal tutors, again, can advise you on how you complete the form, and also just on the issues that are facing you that you would then go on and put onto a form.